In our previous video, we did an experiment to see whether or not batching of the matcha has an impact, a negative impact, to the quality of the matcha. We figured out that within 24 hours, it really doesn't have an impact. So cafes can safely use batched matcha as a part of their operations. Now, the follow-up question to this is, how long can you actually use that batched matcha? Can you use it for longer than 24 hours? Which may sound a little bit scary. However, I've heard from multiple people that some restaurants, some cafes, actually use their batched matcha for up to 3 days. To confirm, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to do an experiment again to see what happens to batched matcha when they're batched for up to 3 days. Hi, I'm Yuki, I'm the founder of Tealife, and here we break down Japanese tea so you can become a Japanese tea expert. If you're a cafe or a restaurant looking to add matcha to your menu, or you already have matcha in your menu and you want more confidence in your offering, then we're here to help. Please do subscribe to the channel and also go down to the descriptions and click on the link to register for our free newsletter to get new information that are helpful to your business operations on a regular basis. So let's first of all introduce the batch matcha that we have today. We have two. This is the batch matcha that we made by mixing with room temperature water. So matcha powder and room temperature water. And this is the batch matcha, this bigger bottle, is the one that's mixed by using hot water. So it's about 80 degrees Celsius water. And 80 degrees Celsius is generally a temperature you would use to mix Usucha matcha. So that's what we use to mix. And then these two bottles were sitting in the refrigerator for almost 3 days, basically about 3 days. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare these matcha that were batched against a matcha that will freshly mix using room temperature water. And let's look at the differences, see how they look, see how they smell, and see how they taste. So these are the three matchas we'll compare. Again, we're using the same exact matcha. We're using the Sen matcha, which is an entry-level Usucha grade matcha. So this is the fresh one. And then this is the batched matcha using room temperature water in the middle. And then this is the batched matcha using hot water. So these are the differences between these three. First of all, let's look at the color. And then if you're thinking to yourself at this point already that, oh my goodness, what's happened to the batched matcha? Then you're thinking the exact same thing I'm thinking as well. There are clear traces of oxidations for these two. The differences in color is clearly evident. Much more vibrant, much more fresh, much more green compared to the batched matcha, which looks brownish, yellowish, stale. Very, very concerning, this color already. Again, this is after 3 days, but it's been stored in really good condition. It's been in the refrigerator for the full 3 days, basically, except for maybe an hour or so. It was outside the fridge. At this point already, there should be red flags in terms of using this for your cafe, honestly. But before that, let's see whether there is a difference in smell, the difference in aroma. Well, actually, hard to tell if there's any aroma. It's hard to tell. You can't smell much, and that could be because it hasn't been mixed recently, so there's no lift in the aroma. It's a little too much, maybe. Let's try this one. Would be the same. I would say the same. In terms of aroma, it's very hard to tell these two. This one is very evident. Although I didn't even whisk it, it was a very gentle mixing. You can still feel there's a lift of aromatic volatile compounds. So it's very nice. However, for these two, I put my nose as close as possible, but still it's very hard to pick up any kind of scent. And if there was any scent, I don't know, maybe it could be some kind of refrigerator-ish smell. But anyways, it's hard to evaluate the smell based on this. So let's move on. Let's take a lick just based on what we have right now. So let's see the taste. So here's the freshly mixed one. This is basically in koicha form. Yep. Nice. Delicious. Yeah, you get the vegetable notes, you get the depth, the multi-layered taste that you get from a koicha preparation. Then you get the astringency, you get the bitterness, that's all included when you have it in this very thick manner. It's delicious. Let's try this one. Oh boy, I'm so scared to try this one. Yeah, oh, Yeah, very different. There's certainly less layers of flavors. The richness seems gone. It's a lot more flat. I actually thought I'd feel more of the staleness. I didn't really pick the staleness up from the taste. However, there's certainly a huge difference, huge drop off in the taste. The bitterness, I think, is much higher. It stands out a little bit more. So that's this one. Let's try the hot water. This one, I feel it's even more astringent and bitter. Let me try the freshly mixed one again. Yeah, okay, so very different. Completely different. Well, first of all, it seems like the matcha notes have completely disappeared. Well, I wouldn't say completely, but really, really reduced for these two batched matcha after 3 days. You don't, it's like completely different thing. The vegetable notes, the umami, the sweetness, the number of layers, those are all significantly reduced. At this point already, I really don't recommend you batching the matcha for 3 days. I wouldn't wait for past 1 day. I think 24 hours is the max you should keep it at. Okay, so now we're gonna use a bamboo whisk to mix each one, make a usucha to compare the taste. For each of these bowls, we already have 2 grams of matcha and 10 milliliters of water each. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take 80 degrees water, 50 milliliters of 80 degrees water, and then we're gonna add them into the bowl and whisk. We'll do that for each one and we'll compare the tastes. So this is the matcha that we just mixed. This is batch number 1, batched using room temperature water. Look at the difference in the color. I'm almost scared of drinking this. Okay, let's do the other one. Okay, so this is batch number 2, batched using hot water or 80 degrees water when it was first batched. Oh dear, very evident. My goodness, you can see that the bubbles here, the liquid here is extremely vibrant. It's green. This is the room temperature water batch. Feels a bit more brownish, yellowish. The contrast here is amazing. And then this last one, this is batched with hot water. It looks a little bit pale. I'm not sure why there's a difference here, but there is. Also yellowish, but more palish than brownish. My goodness. I'll enjoy drinking this one. I'm not sure about these. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do the taste test. Reluctantly, but not for this one. Okay, so this is the normal matcha that we just mixed right now. Itadakimasu. Nice. Delicious. I love it. Mm. All right. Here we go. So this is batch number 1. So batch using room temperature water. Left it in the fridge for 3 days. Wish me luck. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, not good. So yeah, it's stale. The layers of umami, the sweetness, the notes of the matcha, they're all gone. You just get some, well, not completely gone. You get some, but the staleness wins out. This is not good matcha. I almost feel that even the bubbles, the texture is a lot weaker. It's hard to see visually. I mean, it's not evident from the eye, but it feels lighter on the mouth. Okay, so the last one. Fast matcha number 2 using hot water. So for some reason, this matcha, the bubbles seem a bit weaker, even from the eye. Ugh. Yeah, not good. Um, it was even worse. It felt more cooked. It felt more cooked. Interesting because it wasn't that evident when we did the experiment 24 hours after batching. But after 3 days, I think the difference is more pronounced, which is interesting. Okay, so to summarize, there is a huge difference. This is a huge no-no. Do not use the batched matcha for longer than 24 hours. Do not, because the difference is super evident in the taste, in the color, in the bubbles, the texture, everything. It completely erodes. You can see so many traces of oxidation. I'm not sure how healthy this is at this point, but it's going to be such a huge reputational blow. People will notice this. This is not like subtle stuff. This is quite evident. So I hope this experiment is helpful to you. I hope you can take this back as a reference point for your operations at your cafe or restaurants. Again, we're here to help for any cafe or restaurants that's looking for ways to improve their matcha operations. Do subscribe to our channel and register to the newsletter, our free newsletter, from the link below.